Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back to show us some more Indy scene support plunder that I've acquired over the last little while. Got a nice stack of stuff to go through. I've been meaning to do this for a while, but just kind of getting me put on the back burner. I don't know, I think I was getting kind of burnt out on doing videos and doing reviews, so I'm kind of behind on a lot of stuff, but I'm trying to get a little more active here, get the fire lit under my ass and everything. But the first thing I want to show is this really cool one body six graves logo shirt that I got here recently. Killer band, killer death metal out of Converse, Indiana, I believe is where they are from, which is a place I had never even heard of until I discovered this band. They released a really solid EP last year. If I'm not mistaken, it actually made my year-end list. I'm pretty sure it did. And I'm really hoping that gets a physical release, because I really would like to have that either on a tape or a CD, especially a CD, because I'm first and foremost a CD guy. But just in any physical format of that would be awesome, and I really hope they put out something new here before too long. But yeah, kicking things off, I got one tape to show. Another badass album. This is the debut full length from Cadaverous, Remnants of Violence. And this comes on a nice translucent green tape. Of course, Cadaverous, death metal band out of Indianapolis, been around since 2021. I couldn't read my notes there. But yeah, this is their debut full-length album, as I said, the CD version of which was put out by the band themselves. This is a Frozen Screams imprint tape pressing, put out last year, limited to 100 copies, and I really loved this album. I loved their demo, thought it was really solid. I've seen them live. They kick ass live, and they've been doing a lot of shows here, not only last year but also this year. They've been just touring, it seems like, all the time, which is really awesome to see. Love to see these guys get so much success and get put on so many bills. But yeah, really solid album. I've actually been listening to it quite a bit here in the last week or so, since I can listen to music at work. I've made up several playlists on my phone, and I got one all for Indiana stuff, and this is on there, and it's been getting listened to quite a bit, so go check that out. Next up, we have The Burial with The Wine Press. Technical death metal / metalcore, with members split up between South Bend, Indiana and Champaign, Illinois. Been around since 2006. This is their debut full-length album put out by Strike First Records in 2010. So I was really surprised I was actually able to find a copy of this rather easily, because some of these bands and albums, and especially these labels that I've never heard of, a lot of times are really hard to find. But I was actually able to track down a copy rather easily, and haven't had a chance to really listen to it just yet, but I have a couple of their other albums that I picked up at Half Price Books at one point, and I really enjoyed those. But yeah, really solid band overall. I think I only have like one more album I need to get from them, and then I'll have all their full lengths. I haven't heard too much about what they're doing nowadays, but yeah, definitely a really solid band if you're into that whole tech death / metalcore sound. Next up, Druid with their self-titled progressive sludge metal out of Indianapolis. Been around since 2010. This actually features current and former members of bands like Mother of Graves, Arcturus, Lysura, Summon the Destroyer, among many others. This is their debut full-length album put out by the band themselves in 2017. And sludge is one of those things that I'm not the hugest fan of. I have to really enjoy a band. They had to have a certain sound for me to enjoy, because a lot of sludge, I'm just like, eh. But I've found a lot of really awesome bands here in Indiana that play sludge, especially out of Indianapolis, and this is definitely one of them. Haven't listened to it in a little while, but I definitely dug what I heard on Bandcamp enough to pick up a CD copy. So yeah, go check out Druid if you're into sludge at all. Next up, got two from the same band here, and that is Conjurer. Another sludge metal act out of Indianapolis. This one was active between 2010 and 2020 when they changed their name to Veilcast, who, despite me saying that they just released their debut full-length album, it's actually technically their third album, but this is the first under the Veilcast name, so that's why I kind of consider it a debut album. But yeah, they got a new album out, so if you haven't checked that out, go check it out. I did a review of it if you want my full thoughts. But yeah, of course, I had to pick up the Conjurer stuff while it was still available. Some of the stuff is only available digitally, and I think there's like a 7-inch that I still need to pick up at some point. But I did pick up Old World Ritual. And as you can see, it is signed by the entire band, sans the drummer, because after they changed the name to Veilcast, they got former Demiricus drummer Christopher Cruz to be their drummer. So yeah, don't have them, or should I say, don't have his signature, the original drummers, but this is good enough for me. But yeah, this is their debut full-length album put out by the band themselves in 2015. Really solid sludge. Again, sludge is not, my general forte, but I've really dug what I've heard from both Veilcast and their other entity, Conjurer. And then, of course, you have Sigils. Again, signed by the entire band, minus the drummer. And this was their second and final full-length album under the Conjurer name, put out by the band themselves in 2019. I think I wrote it down here. Yeah, Dylan Enright. Yeah, he was the original drummer on both of these full-length albums. Of course, like I said, he is no longer in the band, so I couldn't get it signed by him. But that is okay. And again, if you want some really solid sludge metal, go check out Conjurer. If you love what you've heard from Veilcast, go check out Conjurer. I mean, it's pretty much the same band, just a different name, but still solid either way. Next up, Wretch with their self-titled doom metal band out of Indianapolis, active between 2013 and 2021. This is their lone full-length album that was put out by Bad Omen Records in 2016. They did have a digital EP follow-up to this entitled Bastards Born, I believe it was, released in 2017, which I still need to pick up. But yeah, really good doom metal here. I know Flesher drummer Dustin Botios was actually in this band up until the time that they split up, and I believe he was only on the EP. And I actually got this thinking that, I just saw he was connected with this band. I thought he played on this, but he did not. He joined after this was released. But still yet, I really did enjoy this. I've only listened to it a couple times, but I do remember enjoying it. Really solid doom metal. Next up, this band is really hard to categorize, to be honest with you, because there's so many different styles in it, but still, it's pretty enjoyable to listen to. This is Indomitable with their self-titled. They pretty much categorize themselves as just a metal band, so that's pretty much what I'm going to say. They are just a metal band out of Indianapolis. Not sure when they actually formed or anything, but this, I believe, is their debut EP released by the band themselves back in 2020. Picked this up off of their, I believe he's their guitarist. Let me see here. Yeah, guitarist Thomas Bedgood. I actually ordered this directly from him, and pretty decent stuff, I gotta say. It's hard to describe their sound. Like I said, they just categorize themselves as a metal band, kind of a more modern metal band. So yeah, still, I would go check these guys out. Pretty good stuff, I have to say. This has been a long time coming, and I'm so glad that they finally got these put out. I kind of wish they had used the old logo, since this is, around the time that they still had the old logo, but hey, it is what it is. I'm just glad to have a physical copy finally after all this time. But this is Carnex with The Ultimate Judas. Heavy thrash metal band out of Indianapolis. Can't remember exactly when they were formed. I thought I wrote it down, but apparently I forgot to. But yeah, this is their debut full-length album put out by the band themselves in 2019. And I actually did a review of this, so go check that out for my full thoughts. But really solid album. They actually have or should I say EP, they actually have a new one that should be coming out anytime now, and I am super stoked for that. I got a couple of t-shirts from them, so I finally have some shirts from this band, but I am anxious for the follow-up to this, because this is just an absolutely solid EP. Go check out Carnex. Next up, Carcosa with Harvest of the Adept. Black and death metal out of Fort Wayne. Not exactly sure when they formed, but this is their debut EP put out by Dark Horizon Records in 2018. And this is the band that I discovered on Facebook. I think somebody posted it in a group that I'm in. I don't remember if it was a Indiana metal group or just one of the other metal related groups that I am in on Facebook, but they posted this, and I checked it out on Bandcamp, and holy shit, this thing whoops ass. definitely one to go check out and keep an eye on. This band just plays some absolutely killer black and death metal. Go check them out. And last, but most certainly not least, this is one of my more recent purchases that I got. This is Poison Breath with No Kings, No Gods. Metalcore band out of Chesterton, Indiana, another place that I did not know existed here in Indiana until I ordered this CD and after I discovered the band. Not exactly sure when they formed, but this is their debut full-length album put up by MAF Records in 2021, and this is just some heavy as fuck metalcore. Kind of has a more slight death metal feel to it at times, I think, but still categorized as metalcore, but really solid stuff. I definitely recommend going and checking this band out. They are just a heavy, aggressive band. They've actually got a new one in the works, so I'm really excited to check that out when it gets released. So yeah, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing, and go support your local scene, and until next time, stay brutal.